welcome to Sly Media, y'all. This is gonna be my reaction to Kevin Samuels died. Everybody, people not familiar with Kevin Samuels, who's a big YouTube star, one that give relationship advice to women that looking at finding men and everything like that. He has sadly died of a cardiac arrest 2 days ago. Because we're into Tuesday now, but he died. I believe it was Thursday night. I think it was announced he had died. So this is just my review on it and everything like that. I was actually a pretty much of a Kevin Samuels fan. I never watched his YouTube videos all the way, but I you know what I'm saying, I was very entertained by his reaction, his statements of what he said, because how blunt and how he was about women when them asking them questions about what they're looking for in a man and everything like that. So I very was delighted, kind of entertained by a lot of his stuff. I believe some of the stuff, his stuff was factual, some of it you can defer on it or not, but it's still sad, see anybody lost and everything like that. But somebody like Kevin Samuels, he would just, it's sad to see him go, because I feel like he was somebody for the people us can relate to, normal people can relate to. And he also lived here, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I stay at, too, as well. But he was, of course, in the Buckhead area, which is like 30 minutes away from where I live, from where, right here where I stay at over here in Lithonia. But, that's kind of a little bit of foul play, because you hear about having, this woman he was with, something like that, she just said he had, kind of passed out and all and everything like that in front of her and all that. So I don't know. We don't know the full details on it. I'm not going to discuss too much of that right here on my channel. But, it is kind of strange how he died. But I knew they did say he did have cancer, but that was back in his 20s. He dealt with that and everything like that. So we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. That was a cardiac arrest. That's what he died of. But all in all, IP, of course, Kevin Samuels. And just my thing about it, women, some people were cheering, rejoicing that he's passed away, he's gone. To me, I'm looking at it like he was just speaking the truth. Like, I'm looking at this, and my homeboy talked about that. It's like, you can't be a woman that don't really work like that and looking for a guy that has 6 figures. And no, just being real. That's why he said you are average at best sometimes. Like, you can't be looking for a high value man, and you're a woman like that's not bringing nothing to the table. You don't have a job or anything like that, and you got kids and everything, and you have kids too on top of that. So you can't expect to find a high value man that would make 6 figures. If not, if you do get a high value man, you're not a woman that works like that and has your own money, then pretty much he's going to cheat on you and get away with it because it's high value as a man. So that's just being real as well. Like, so you can't get mad at that, because like one of my homies joke about it, hey, if he's a high value man, he can cheat on his wife and get away with it, because he's like, well, you ain't doing nothing, so sure, you gonna ride with him, because you know what I'm saying, he the one with the money, he the breadwinner. So it's like, hey, he just, tossing up the money. So that's how you gotta look at it like that. So you got to defer in what he was talking about, understand where he was coming from some of his statements. So women like rejoice. You never should rejoice in anybody's dying, no matter who it is or anything like that. But, that's just an evil person known to man or anything like that. But, he just gave 2 statements. He gave women what they didn't want to hear. Marlon Wayne said it best. He gave you your medicine. We all hate taking our medicine. We hate taking our pills or whatever, everything like that. He gave you the truth. He gave you your medicine. And you just didn't like it. When he told you the truth, you said, why can't you find this man? Why this and that? And like, hey, look at your stature, look at your status. He even got us on those guys to us men saying, you don't make this much money like that, you can't expect a high value woman of that stature if you don't make that much money like that. So he got on those men too, because that's where he started off. He started off, Cameron say, was actually talking to the men at first and everything like that. It just, what hit big over when he started talking to the women, then we had that line, average at best, when he went viral. But that's really, what he was started talking about. At first, he was always talking about the men. He was getting on men about stuff they need to do and everything like that. He got on men about us men. Like, we can't find a high quality woman if we not working like this or doing anything like that. So you can't, what I'm saying? So he was always on the men as well. So women can't get mad saying he was badger women. He got on those men as well. It was both. It just, women felt more offended and everything like that. But he just tried to get you the truth. And you didn't like it, you didn't like it. So, Marlon Wayne said that he gave you your medicine and you just didn't like it. That's what I'm saying. He was stating his opinion. That man got his own opinion. He was just telling the truth, telling you how it is, and telling you how he really felt, like, or saying like what's your issue and what your problem is. So I can't, what I'm saying, you can't get mad at that. No reason George said death, because he was telling what you want to hear. He wasn't like the Derrick Jackson guy that was just telling you what women want to hear, just being a simp and sweet talking and all and everything. And of course, you found out he was cheating on his wife, and like I said, a high value man that can cheat on his wife is get away with it just because his stature as a man. But he was just telling women what they wanted to hear, like, he's telling you the truth. He's not telling you women what you want to hear. So I think that's why a lot of them got offended of that, just because he was telling them what the truth, not what they just wanted to hear, wonder why they can't find this, why they can't find that, is what your morals are, and what your values are, what you're looking for. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for money and all that's what's gonna happen. End up in the same situation and all that. So, you know. So I, like I said, I'm like I said, I was a Kevin Samuels fan. Like we talked about, he really spoke to the people. I mean, I feel like men and women telling you the truth, no matter what, telling you how you like it. If you didn't like it, hey, it is what it is. But like I said, I understood. I felt Kevin Samuels, and I feel like he was just now starting to get big too before he died. It's just so messed up. He just not getting big. Like he was in a Future video and all that. His name was just now starting to get recognized, getting noticeable now. And like, dang, he ended up dying and everything like that. Also, he was the only child like me as well, so I could, relate to him as well, being the only child and all that, because I saw his Vlad TV interview. Vlad TV, another guy I'm a big fan of. Regardless of what people say about Vlad and everything like that, I support his hustle, where he came from to where he is now. And he does give a lot of good interviews and all that. People may not like him or anything like that, but I always say this: you don't have to answer all the questions when he asks you something. That's how I look at it. You ain't got to answer the questions. So, But, like, yeah, so like I said, I relate to Kevin Samuels in that kind of way a little bit. So, like I said, I was a fan of his. Sad to see him go. I feel like he was just not reaching the top. So it's messed up to see somebody die, and everything like that. They just not reaching their pinnacle, it's like of their success and everything like that. And they go and they pass away. So at least like I said, he died when he was right at his peak, right? He was on top. So R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Like I said, I was a fan of yours. R.I.P. to him. I'm still check out his old videos, man. Like I said, that classics and all that. Like I said, he was just giving the truth. That's all I can say. He spoke nothing but the truth. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. This is Slime Media. Like I said, if you like the content, please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. This is Slime Media. Y'all have a good night and be safe wherever you at. And I'm out.